All right, let's get the set going. Let's get Big Mama Show up and going. Good morning, good afternoon. How is y'all doing? Excuse me for all of the what's name. I apologize, but my allergies is kicking my ass. And I think I need to probably wear sunglasses the whole show just because that's how bad my allergies are. I feel like I look like crap because my allergies are bad. So there's that. And I can't see who on the line. Oh, Vince, Mr. Honest Asshole. Mr. Vince is on the line. Sorry, I'm over here micing myself. See, my podcast ain't like yours. I'm still always getting my shit in order when I'm online. So that's half of my problem. That's half of my problem, okay? The other half is Big Mama need help. I'm sorry. See, but this is the difference. Your shows are pre-taped and mine are live. Usually, I talk about the drinks and the I'm doing good, thank you. I usually talk about the drink that I have, but I ain't got one just yet. And I talk about my edible that I ain't had because I ain't got one. But usually every show has one. Every show, so this is gonna be one of the first ones where I don't. I got a drink coming, but I don't have I don't have an edible. I had one of those earlier, but they're all gone. These are bones for the dogs, and this is, well, you know what that is. Thank you. Ooh, thank you. Thank you. Mhm. So let me get into the show. Somebody else joined. I don't know who it was, but let y'all Big Mama get into the show. She can be done because she got things to do, places to go, places to be, all that good stuff. So you ever notice how everybody says they just want to be happy? Like that's the goal. That's the destination. That's the whole point. Okay, make sure I'm that's the whole point of life. But let me ask you something. Why is it that some of the happiest moments in our lives still come with anxiety, overthinking, and a lack of peace? You ever been out laughing, smiling, looking like you're having just the time of your life, but deep down, something just ain't really quite sitting right with you? Me too. See? Tonight we're talking about something different. We're talking about the difference between peace and happiness. Love and happiness, but this is peace and happiness. Peace and happiness. Because I think somewhere along the way we got it confused. We started chasing happiness, the trips, the love, the money, the attention, the likes, thinking if we could just stack enough good moments, we'd finally feel whole. But here's the truth. Happiness is a feeling. I talked about this on Big Mama's Daily Digest last week or the week before, where I felt as if happiness is a state of mind, whereas peace is a state of being. Happiness is a feeling, and feelings, well, they come and go. Peace is a state of being. Ooh, I got a smudge on my shoes. Dag nabbit. Peace is what shows up when the moment is over. Peace is what remains when everything else falls apart. Peace is what says, I'm good, even when life isn't. And that's the part nobody teaches us. Because you can be happy and still be broken. You cannot be at peace and be in pieces. As we always talk about, my favorite uh, affirmation that we'll end on tonight, as we do on every night. So tonight, I want us to really sit with that. Are you chasing moments, or are you building a life that actually feels good to live in? Because one will have you on a roller coaster, and the other, that's where your power is. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Big Mama's Daily Digest. Today is April 8th. What is it? Thursday, April 8th. And our focus today is protecting our peace by choosing our thoughts, habits, and environments that support our mental and emotional well being. Welcome. Thank y'all for hopping on the line with your big mama. We are manifesting emotional stability and inner calm. We are manifesting safety, support, and aligned environments. Our theme for today is peace is power. Your mental health is not a luxury, it's your foundation, your filter, and your superpower. I implore you to join me for this evening's deep breath. On the count of three, take a deep breath with y'all, big mama. And as soon as your lungs is filled up, or your stomach, if you got diaphragmatic breathing or whatever you got going on, take it all in, release it. We gonna move on. So on the count of three, 1, 2, 3. Release that bullshit. Let's get into it. Okay. Affirmations for today. Some opening affirmations for the show. I am allowed to choose peace over pressure. I release what overwhelms me and welcome what what grounds me. What you say, Robert? If you crazy at this age, ain't no fixing you. Well, hey, I'm crazy at this age. So we want peace over happiness. That's the goal of today's show. So let's get into it. The Israeli attacks on Lebanon. It is reported. So I'm guessing Netanyahu, because we're gonna go get straight into it, right? I am guessing, and I ain't guessing because this is kind of sort of what's going on, that Netanyahu said that ceasefire or whatever deals and agreements that this fool Trump has agreed to don't apply to me. So go now, Lebanon, rat-a-tat-tat. It is reported by Al Jazeera that Lebanon was reportedly attacked 100 strikes, 100 attacks in less than 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I'll tell you a story of one of my girlfriends. She lives in Greece, and she texted me this morning and said, you would never believe this, of what Israel and the U.S. has going on, and how it's affecting us now here in Greece. Her energy company knocked on her door this morning to inform her that as of today, your energy costs will remain the same, but we are dialing back the energy that we are offering you 45%. You will receive 45% less of the energy that you already received, but it will still be at the exact same rate in which you are paying. She said, thank you, American Israel. This is in Greece. My friend lives in Greece. And this is what is happening on her literal doorstep when they knocked on her door this morning to tell her energy is a commodity that we can't afford right now. So this is what's about to happen. That is insanity. Hot topics. Lamar and Chloe, did you watch the documentary? If that ain't some insightful ish, everybody was talking about those dang Kardashians as if they were such bad people, Chloe specifically, as it relates to her and Lamar Odom. Well, if you watch that documentary, you will see that Lamar got problems. He had problems long before he got with that family. And sadly, that family was doing more to try to save that brother than he was doing to try to save himself. He wanted fame. He could care less about that girl. That's why he went along with, if you're really a prince, I'll marry you. Said, girl, you ain't got to be no prince. I don't give a hell. I'll still marry you because I want to be famous. I want a big name. I want a flashy car. I want a big house. And I want them to know that hell I am when I step up in the scene. And girl, you are just the broad to get me to that status. And that's what he did, because he pretty much had a self-proclamation in this documentary stating that's what he wanted. I don't know if Chloe felt any kind of way tired about it, but heaven help that girl, because that man sent her through the ringer. I ain't gonna even lie. her and her mama covering up all his sexcapades. And he was like a real crackhead out there on the streets, and they got to go behind him just so the news don't catch wind of somebody wanting to sell a story, because he is in everybody's local motels, having all kinds of nasty meetups with random people. I'm surprised he ain't gave that woman something the way he was carrying on, because he talked about it. He was ordering anything off the street, and any drug that you give him, go on and send it to room 112 where the players dwell. Um, that's crazy. So let's get into another celebrity couple, or whatever it was, is, and ain't no more. Brandy and Wanya. Brandy has come out with, and this one's titled for me, None the Wiser. Okay, hey KK, you must be over here on the YouTubes, girl. Get with it. Get with it. See, I gotta look at you. Um, on the YouTubes. On the YouTubes, girl. You supposed to be over here checking me out on the YouTubes. Cause soon I ain't gonna be over here on this Instagrams no more. On the YouTube. Hey boo. So none the wiser. I'm titling this one. She said, okay, bye. None the wiser. Brandy Norwood has revealed in her memoir, out now, titled Phases, that bandmate Wanya of the hit male group Boyz II Men took advantage of her. She was 16 and he was 22. Wanya, that was now. This is now. This is what's going on now. This Phases just came out like a couple weeks ago, if that long ago. That's now. Wanya spoke to Charlamagne the God on the Breakfast Club some time ago, years ago, and his response to being asked about their relationship was rather cringe. Hey, boo again. Hey, Kay. So we talking about this Wanya and Brandy thing. And so in her memoir, her book titled Phases, that's out now, she said that Wanya took advantage of her. Wanya had an interview with Charlamagne the God on the Breakfast Club years ago, and his response to being asked about their relationship was pretty cringe. Robbie, where are you watching me at? Are you watching me on YouTube? You got to be watching me on YouTube. And she was a 16-year-old at the time, so I won't put so much on her. But I will say that Wanya said it was legal in the states where I did it. Did what? Where he did it to her. Now, you're 22, so you clearly know, and I don't believe that he was looking up state by state. Where are we traveling to? Where is this tour going, to know when I can say me and her fucking around and when we ain't? But that was some wild shit. And I'm going to say... I'm gonna say this. What up, Shantorian? You supposed to be on the YouTube. Oh, you watching? Okay, Robbie. You supposed to be on my YouTube. Everybody who come over here on Instagram, like, you supposed to be on my YouTube. Shantoria, L.A. Reid, could wear baby face. Get on the YouTubes. Now you can stay out here if you want, but I be needing people on my YouTube. So yeah, what are y'all thoughts on this? Because the way in which he discussed this was very telling to his involvement in knowing that he was wrong in messing with this girl who was inadequately his age range grouping. He was a grown ass man. And although people can be grown enough, women can be grown enough to have adult like relationships because you are advanced, because you are mature, some because you fast, whatever the case may be. The onus doesn't fall on the child. It should fall on the grown person, which is the grown man, which he knew better, and he also knew that he did not want this girl because, again, you say women do it, Robbie, but she's 16. She's not a woman. So that's not a woman. So you can't put that's not a woman. We can feel how we want to feel. She ain't a woman. She's a 16-year-old who is wild. And I was listening to Carlos King and Lisa Ray talk about this. And Lisa Ray was talking about how she herself was in the 8th grade and this dude who was 18. So that's a bigger difference there, right? 18, and she's in the 8th grade. So in the 8th grade, you're about 8 plus 5. You're 13. Well, so maybe that's not a bigger difference, but it is in that context of age range. Because an 18-year-old shouldn't be looking at an 8th grader. Nevertheless, it happens. And so her feeling as if, because many girls feel this way. I've always dated older. I ain't never been one to say that I haven't, or whatever the case. I've always dated men way older than me, even when I was in fucking high school. So I speak with a little bit of experience in this context. Lisa Ray has said that when she was in 8th grade and she garnered the attention of this popular 18-year-old, she then felt like, oh, I'm her. And it does lift, as a girl, an impressionable something like, of all the girls he could pick, he could have picked a senior. He could have picked any of the girls in high school, but he over here looking at me like, ooh, I must be. This is what little girls think. Like, oh, I'm very flattered. I'm happy. I'm this, I'm that. That's what happens to the mind of an adolescent child. That's a child girl. That is what's happening. So you can't be. Yeah. Okay, so she talks about how she was sneaking out in her parents' cave, because that's what I said. And so that's what I want to challenge Brandy, because Brandy and I grew up together. We went to elementary school together. We went to church together pretty much our entire life. We sang together in the same group. Brandy and I grew up together. Brandy has been an immature individual for much of, I ain't gonna say much. She was well into her musical career because she did that when she was 14. I'm a year and a half, 2 years older than Brandy. Brandy has been immature majority of her whole youthful life. She did mature until well into her mid-20s. And I'm gonna say mature to a teenager level in her mid-20s. So she was very immature even when she was with Wanye. I do put this on her parents because there's no way that the circulatory media knows that you guys are sneaking around or you're together and your mama don't know. Because in the book, she also goes on to mention that she was sneaking and she was meeting up with Wanye and doing things that she knew that her parents didn't know. How, when the media was reporting on the fact that you was with Wanye. So I kind of pushed back a little bit on that one because I'm sure she doesn't want in her memoir to taint herself as much as more honest people perhaps would, because a lot of people only want to point fingers, and I'm not saying this is what she has done, but many people don't want to look bad in their own story. So I only want to make the villains look bad and not show my part in it. As a child, I will say, as a child, I wonder if she talks about the fake marriage that she and her mother went to make get up to. Hello, okay? That's what I'm saying. Sonia has been a piece of work for a very long time. Sonia Norwood has always been a piece of work ever since we were children. Sonia has been a piece of work. Her daddy has been my senior coach. He's always been a sweet, kind soul. I never even understood how the hell they got together. I remember he used to roll us around in that Montero all the time. Oh, back in the day. What up, Kirk Cuz? Yeah, so anyhow, I said it's a lot that's not being said there. But Wanye, out of anybody, knew that his ass was wrong. Brandy, whether she was being fast, whether she was being whatever, she was still a child. Um, and sometimes children put themselves, oh yeah, oh, okay, what church you go to? Southside Church of Christ? We talked about that, huh? Pring prings. You back from your cruise, huh, Kirk? And then I have a show because I really want to know when we talking about this subject. Yep, Southside. Because I asked you that. Yeah. We talked about that. Yep. Does time really make a difference in egregious conduct? We're going to discuss this. We're going to break this shit down because people always feel as if, well, that was a different time. A rape, a pedo is a pedo. I don't care what time it is. If you wrong, you was wrong in the 60s and the 50s, back in the 1800s. You was wrong then when you were touching on children. Oh, Kirkus. Oh, no. You almost had a near-death experience on a cruise. I hope you didn't almost get the, with a whale start calling you and ask you to jump over and you decided that I think I might want to go on and hang with them because I be doing it. I be like, ooh, the ocean's calling me. I feel like Moana. I'm about to jump off that motherfucker. But, yes, we really need to dive into that on this whole time period of what's appropriate for the time, what ain't appropriate for the time. Because people make it seem like, oh, well, times are different. You was foul then, you foul now. I don't give a dang. So the cuckoo who tried to off my girl, my bad guy Riri, she had her arraignment. She pled not guilty, but she's up against 14, 17, and 21. She's up against 14 hard ass fucking counts where she about to see the clank clank for a long time because one of them is attempted murder. Riri wasn't at the house, her Beverly Hills mansion, when that crazy girl shot it up. Riri wasn't there, but ASAP Rocky snorkeling in Cabo. Oh my gosh. She said focus. You see, I'm like, in and out of conversation. Right. Okay. Yeah, I really got to know. Girl, did a thin fish try to stab you or something? Okay, we got to talk about it. No, but the girl, she pled not guilty, but she about to face life in prison, child. Life. Clank, clank, like, live, 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 live. Because she got attempted murder. ASAP Rocky and them little sweet little beautiful babies was there when that crazy lady decided that she thought that she wanted to go shoot up Riri's house because Riri got her buying makeup that she don't want to buy and ain't in her budget. She crazy. I say fry that nugget. Go on and get her up out of here because ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, now let's get into the show. Peace over peace. Peace over happiness. The real distinction. As I mentioned, happiness is a feeling, peace is a state of being. That is the core difference. Happiness comes from external experiences, often temporary and emotional. They're usually tied to, oh, I just won $100 on my lotto ticket. You happy, but that $100 is not your peace. That ain't peace. That was happy. You're happy. It's tied to moments, love, success, money, attention. You can be happy and very much unsettled inside because peace comes from within. It's steady, it's grounded, and it's quiet. It has low energy. I think when I was talking about the differences when I opened up one of the other shows, I was saying peace can be found in the middle of a battlefield. Probably unlikely, but it can be. You know, peace can be found in the midst of chaos. Ultimately, any chaotic state that you're in, peace can still, because if you have peace, it can be found there. You probably ain't gonna be happy in a chaotic state, but you can still have, if you are a peaceful person, you have peace, you will still have peace. You will still have that calmness, the clarity, and the acceptance of whatever it is that I'm going through. It exists regardless of your circumstances. The truth that people don't really want to talk about is that most people are addicted to happiness. And when I say addicted to happiness, if you scroll on your timeline, you will see the addiction. People addicted to love and getting money and buying a purse and getting a new car and all the shit that makes you happy in a moment. But then 2 instances later, it's like, that endorphin kind of wore off and now I'm back to my regular life. Because that's where you want to find peace. Happiness is fleeting. Peace kind of stays around where it's supposed to be. Happiness says something good is happening. Peace says I'm okay no matter what the fuck is happening. You can be on vacation, happy, but you're still anxious about your life at home. That means you have no peace. You can be going through a breakup where you're not happy, but you're fully at peace because, nigga, I'm accepting this shit and fuck that shit and fuck him and fuck her. And now watch how peaceful my life about to be that I ain't got to deal with all that rigmarole. Although my heart is a little broken, my ass is about to be sitting in some peace. So that's the difference. It's the deeper, well, it's deeper. Happiness requires conditions. If this, then that. If this happens, then that naturally follow. If I win, I'll be happy because how many people are typically happy when they lose, right? Peace requires alignment. And that's what we've been talking about is intentionality, and the way that you become intentional is authentically aligning your words and your action. So when I say fuck that motherfucker, as this is always my example, fuck that motherfucker, it's really fuck that motherfucker. It ain't I say fuck that motherfucker and then I still be over here hanging with them and doing stuff with them and doing some of this stuff. Yes, you do need both, Robbie. Um, but peace is something that you would require over happiness because happiness comes and goes. You want something that stays constant. So you want peace, but yeah, you always want to find happiness because happiness comes in moments. And happiness to me is a choice. You can choose to be happy right here, right now. Choose it. I might be happy right now. I'm fucking happy. And you could choose to be sad, like, oh, I'm sad. And you could be sad. It's really a state of mind, whereas peace is a state of being. I'm at peace. Like, I don't give a fuck what the hell going on outside. I'm still at peace. Motherfucker break in. That's what I always say. If you break in, just don't come in this room because you're going to get shot the fuck up. But you can go and steal everything in the house. I don't care. I'm at peace. I don't care. Just don't step in this room because that's when we're going to have a problem. But if you want to get all the stuff that's out there, then go on because I'm in here at peace. I'm going to be in here giggling on my little timeline and doing all of this while I'm getting robbed. Like, I'm at that kind of peace right now. Like, go on, just don't step in this room because then you're going to disturb the peace. And when you disturb my peace, you disturb Big Mama's peace, now we got a problem. And now it's about to be an all-out war going on between my doorway and what's going on down this hall. Because you could have just robbed me. I stayed at peace. You stayed at peace. We put an insurance claim, get the TVs back or whatever the hell, and life just be cool. But peace requires alignment. When you're living in your truth, when you are setting boundaries, when you are not betraying yourself, and that happens when you say yes to stuff that you mean to say no, when you are people pleasing, when you're overgiving, when you are not in alignment with what the hell your words say. Real shit, Kay. Like you always hear me like, I'm laying down back here. I'm watching my shows. I'm probably watching me a Disney movie. I'm watching Home Alone. Do not come back here if I have to Kevin McAllister your ass. Like, go on and do what you're going to do out there. I heard a sound. I'm at peace in my room. Break in, steal what you want. I'm in this room here. You see the lights. Don't come back here. Do what you got to do out there so we all can stay at peace. Peace is accepting what is. They robbed me. Damn. Oh, well. Like, that's peace. Peace, you access peace. You have to access it. And ironically, that's when happiness starts to show up. You get happy once you're in the peaceful zone. Like, because most anything can make you happy. You don't really need much. When you at peace, the wind blowing makes you happy. Like, man, I've been laying here. It's been peaceful. I've just been laying here. And then you get a little, a whiff of some wind. You be like, ah, like that shit made me happy. Just a little breeze. Because I'm at peace. You see how easy it is to be happy when you're at peace? It's hard to find peace just being in happy. It don't translate the other way. Everybody is out here chasing happiness. Like it is truly the end all be all as if that is the goal. But the true happy sweet spot, the big flex, the all of that is peace because in peace it's easier to find happiness. And happiness becomes a bonus when you're sitting in peace and not necessarily a requirement. It's kind of sort of like saying, or you ask somebody, would you rather feel good sometimes or be okay all the time? And most everybody is going to say, I'd rather be okay all the time. Well, that is you choosing peace versus choosing to be happy. Because that's the difference. Because that is your difference. That's your difference. Which one y'all want? Okay, so let me get back to where we going to end this thing. Where we land the plane, Big Mama. Where you land your plane and we close this thing on out. because I be thinking I have an on purpose, but this Big Mama's Daily Digest where you got papers and stuff. Not my life after where you got like organization and all that good stuff. You don't get that on this show. That's not what this show is about, okay? We don't do that on this show. That ain't where it happened. But we do got some closing affirmations for our show while we're choosing peace over happiness. I am becoming more calm, clear, and centered every day. Because those are the affirmations these are affirmations that we want for our life. These are things that we are calling into our life. I am becoming more calm, clear, and centered every day. I protect my energy like my life depends on it. Because it does. You'd be surprised at how your neurological system reacts to chaos. It's all bad. So we choosing peace right now. I protect energy like my life depends on it because it does. To chasing anything, we're choosing peace. Because when your mind is right, everything else aligns. And that is where we need to be, is where everything fucking aligns so we can be intentional and authentically ourselves. And as you know, my favorite, you deserve to live in peace, not pieces. That wraps up our show for April 8th, Big Mama's Daily Digest. Thank y'all for tuning in. I love y'all. Y'all know my saying. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the heck up off my line because Big Mama is about to go finish her drinks and go have a drink and go have, I think I'm going to go to get a pastrami because while I'm on this fat thing, I'm about to gain weight before I lose it since ain't no point in going on a weight loss journey and still got a few more items out there that I want to eat on before I say, oh, dang, you can't eat that. So I'm about to go to Johnny's Pastrami and get me half a pastrami and then I'm going to have drinks. So love y'all. Thank y'all. And I will catch you guys next week, Tuesday, for our hodgepodge of Big Mama's Daily Digest exclusively on YouTube, Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for my life after. I love y'all. Get up off my line now. Bye. Bye, y'all.